The world is full of wicked, full of evil, a plagued environment of evil people that we live in today as we watch this empire fall. But also we watch it build up itself as much as possible by mind controlling and trapping people. So that's why it's up to us to expose it. And this is just the tips of the iceberg. So we got this occult, pretty much runners are probably just the little small elements of it being exposed. So today they're saying that first we had the investigation going on. Now we're hearing that there's actually been an arrest made. It says Smallville star ALISON MACK arrested for they say alleged ties to sex cult, but we're going to take you deeper into it. That, you know, this is telling us that it's not just an alleged. Mack is suspected of helping Keith Raniere run NXIVM organization that alleged tortures and sexually exploits women. I mean, this is absolutely crazy, but this is stuff that goes on, right? This is the stuff that really happens when we talk about slaves. We were talking about sex trafficking and all that stuff together. 35-year-old was last seen in March running after cult leader Keith Raniere as police hauled him away from a $10,000 a week Mexican villa where the pair had reportedly been hiding out. Raniere, co-founder of violent sex cult NXIVM, alleged kept women as slaves and branded his initials into their skin. I mean, this is the sick society we live in. This is the sickos. This is what they're doing, like behind the scenes, and they're in the movie industry and stuff like that. He was charged by federal prosecutors with running notorious group. So they released info. They also released documents, which we're going to run into that in just a second. But these are actresses and stuff like that. These are actors involved in these sex cult rings, involved in this enslavement of society, not only in a mental form, but also in the bondage form that's happening underground, where they're trafficking all these kids and, you know, women. All this stuff is really happening, and it's very disturbing to even understand the factor of what's really happening. This is nothing but a tip of the iceberg. That's why it's disturbing to me. So like I said, it's not just her, it's also this guy right here, the NXIVM leader, Keith Raniere. They said there he is at the left, and there she is on the right, Smallville movie or whatever that she was on. And we're moving down here where I went to Twitter. I seen somebody who had posted documents and stuff like that. So we're going to pull you into that. But I mean, this is the world right here. And there's so many people right now that's involved in this, all in the Hollywood industry. But people just don't take the time to look at it. It says federal prosecutors, actor ALISON MACK was arrested this morning. She and Keith Raniere of the NXIVM cult were charged with sex trafficking, and they call it a sex trafficking conspiracy, forced labor. Now let's look at it. They released a couple documents and stuff like that, I believe, from the lawyers of the prosecution and stuff like that. All released, it says April 20th, 2018, giving you info on that. And I mean, it's just magnificently crazy. Magnificently crazy. Now let's take you back a little bit. On 2017, when this first came about, because it was like very firm evidence that should have told you that this wasn't just alleged. They're arrested now. They're saying, and this was 2017 when it first came out. It says actress and second in command of sex cult under investigation. Okay, so this was when they was under investigation, extorting, beating Brandon and all this stuff. Catherine Oxenberg's daughter. So it was a lady basically who came out and said her daughter was a part of the cult, basically. She basically came out and told how she was branded and told they were branded. Basically, she was just putting it out there and letting you know. And now they say it's alleged, you know. So I guess they just take her story as it was just a joke. See, that was a daughter right there who was a part of the cult. The one they said on the left, India on the right. That's the mom. Anyway, I'll show you a little quick video. But, I mean, I'm going to just speak on it. I'm not going to show it all. like this. It's not going to be anything gruesome or nothing like that. So let's take you into that. This thing let me do it. So here we go. You had them admitting pretty much. Catherine Oxenberg says her daughter is in a sex cult. Pretty much letting people know in the interview what was happening, what was going on. That was reportedly in 2017. Where they're branding these people. Multiple more arrests still has to be made. Like I said, this is only the tip of the iceberg. This is only just a small piece of what's happening. Of course, you think about Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, one of the biggest pedophilia rings, not only pedophilia, your trafficking. All these people are part of this stuff. All these people are part of the satanic ring, the circle, right? They make this big circle and do the sex magic and cultist stuff. You know, which some of the festivities are still here today from back in the old ancient times. As you look at the Brazilian culture and you look at the Rio festival where they're just having sex publicly and just all this stuff. But, you know, that's not like an enslavement sexual, you know what I'm saying, situation. This is a enslavement sexual situation that's happening. And it's really mind-boggling, disturbing that this stuff happens, but really, are they actually trying to bust as many as they should have been busting? Because this stuff has been happening for years and years of time. We talk about the Vatican, and you know that a lot of the pedophilia breeds up from there. And we, of course, we know, we talked about the UK and all these satanic empires. Like I said, it's a war on souls. It's a war for soul control. And most of the time, like I said, when these actors, they play out these ancient spirits, right? Because these are ancient spirits who's been roaming Earth for all this time, for years and years of time. And they always need somebody to use these spirits to go into, to do their will, to do their work. Ultimately, giving the grace to Satan is basically what they want to do. So like I said, it's a battle against evil. And these people, even when they're just playing in movies and they're playing old dead people from ancient time, spirits are roaming and dwelling in these people. So you kill the body, the spirit still exists. That's why we always say it's a spiritual warfare. That's the first battle, you know, because these same spirits are coming down from years and years of time, right? Talk about when people died back in the days and the flood happened. You know, those spirits are still roaming the earth. They're still roaming the earth from all these times. So that's what we're really fighting against. That's what the big battle is against. Of course, the people that's doing it, though, they're carrying out the deeds. They have to, something has to be done about this. It has to be. You can't just be a sit back, you know, and most of the cops out there, if you're hearing it, look, y'all got to do something. Y'all got to go out there and bust that more. Y'all got to stop trying to crack down on just the war on drugs, because that's a fake war. You know, it's happening, but I mean, it's bigger things out there happening right now. It's bigger things out there happening right now. And I'm pretty sure it was a big group of the cops, you know, kids or something like that. And yeah, they all be out there really trying to bust this thing. I mean, but then you look at the top, and you can't even be mad, because you look at the top and they've already bought off most of the cops, and they tell them, stand down. You better not go after this. We only will get so many at a time. We're gonna let you have so many fall guys until, you know, they just let this breeding ground keep happening. You know, it's one of the things of today where it's like one of the big issues that really should be approached. Really should be approached more. So yeah, this arrest was made, which is a good thing, but there's much more to be handled. Much more. The reincarnation, yeah, you're right. So they keep reincarnating into new bodies, and their army has been growing. Yeah, you're right. It's exactly what I'm talking about when I'm talking about these spirits coming from time and time over and doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So these people are given entry to their souls, and you look at them, they're not who they used to be. They're long gone. They're long gone. Because like I said, God is about free will, but when you have these spirits, think about it, every time people take these drugs, it's a possession. It takes over you and it controls you, because that's what Satan is about. He's about total control and not letting you be able to react within your own mind, your own subconscious. Why do you think they want the AI and stuff like that? Because that's going to take over you, and you're not going to be able to control. You'll be sitting in third person talking to yourself when you're not even moving your hands and body, somebody else is. It's the same with these drugs. People will talk to you about the same thing in scenarios. It's not a free will spirit. It's a controlling cult spirit, which that's what they're plaguing upon society right now. So, I mean, the battle and the war against good and evil continues. So, Steven Jackson, JWTV, thanks for tuning in. Post this one to my other channel. If I have more, I'll come back and update on more.